Okay.
6th of August, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Maybe we'll go from what Amar Ravina, Hai Shlucha D'Rabbanan. There's 4 lines from the bottom on Kuf Yud base 112 Amud base 112b. 4 lines at the bottom. Amar Ravina.
I got the wrong Gemara. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Amar Ravina, Hai Shlucha D'Rabbanan. And we call upon Alan. Can you read for us?
Yeah. We're doing the bottom of page 112B4, another law.
Yeah, 112.4 is correct, but it's not the bottom. It's the top of the right-hand column.
Okay. All right. The Gemara discusses the credibility of a court messenger who was sent to serve a summons. Omar Rabina said, Achei Shilo Chor the Rabbanan, regarding this messenger of the rabbis. Example, a court messenger who returns from serving a summons and reports that the defendant refused to comply. Makama Ninyan Leia to Ray. We believe him like 2 witnesses. Gemara qualifies this ruling. However, these words apply only with respect to excommunicating the defendant for failing to obey the summons. But with respect to writing a bill of excommunication against him, since we therefore cause him a monetary loss, the core lay the because he must pay money to the scribe for writing the bill. Lo, we do not rely on the messenger's testimony.
Get it. We can excommunicate him, but we can't write down that we're excommunicating him. What good does it do to excommunicate him if you can't write it down?
Well, the reason why it's going to cost money to have the scribe write it down. So you're asking, what's the toelis of excommunication if it can't be written down?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe Rashi is going to speak about these things. We have a few Rashis over here to read. Let's see what Rashi has to say. Shliach Rabbanan.
Shliach to Rabbanan. Okay, let's Shliach to Rabbanan first. Shehalach lahazmin et ish ledin. The one who has to, he's going to invite him to come to the court. The Chazar, and he returns. The Aman, he says, lebeis to beis din, Aina wrote, I don't want to come. He's refusing to come. I don't know if that may be earlier, but whatever. So we're up to now.
Yeah, that's the case that we're talking about, that the Gemora says mehemninin le kebei trei.
Okay, now and now he gets believed. He's believed like two witnesses. If you're talking to the messenger of the court, you don't need a second witness. The messenger of the court is good enough to be counted as two witnesses. Of a haminin, he's believed to be two witnesses. To lo misheker b'bei dina, that he wouldn't be lying in beis din.
Right, he's not going to. We can rely on him that what he's saying is true, because he's stating this in the Beis Din, in the presence of the judges, and so therefore we going to accept what he says, even though he's only one person, and we generally don't accept just this one person. One person can't testify against anything. You have to have two to establish something. So here he's got the ability to do that. We accept him, except then the Gemara says Hani Mili, this that we accept him as that he's like two witnesses is only in regard to the matter of Lashamta. Now there's no Rashi on the Shamta. Shamta will give the Beis Din the power to officially declare him in Nidui. But that's without a star. But if they're going to write on him a star Nidui.
Okay, and if they write a star Nidui, that's the Peticha. The Peticha is the star. That's the next Rashi. It's the star Shamta. It's a written star that says he's going to get excommunicated. V'chi sharole Shamta, and that this is permits him to be excommunicated. Lo sharole it's not permittable ad sheyehev zuta, until he gives them money. L'petichat l'sefra, of the for the star to the sofer, the guy who's writing it. You have to pay off. You have to write this thing out. And you have to give the sofer money for writing that star.
So Rashi's saying here, the kisharule shamta, when they lift the ban on this individual, they permit it, meaning to say it's now lifted. When at the time that the Beis Din lifts the ban, lo sharule, they don't lift it ad the yahib zuza the psicha l'safra, unless and until this individual pays for the sofer that wrote the documents that put him in excommunication. Okay, so So the Gemora said, "Kaven de mamoniko machasale." Now it's not simply a matter of putting him in nidui, but it's a matter of paskening against him that an outlay of money. And so since it's a matter of paskening against him an outlay of money that he's got to make, because now it involves having to pay for the sofer to lift the ban on him. So that now becomes a monetary matter, and that we now we got to have two witnesses. Because boy lemeitav lezuze lesafra. Look, then we're not going to be somech on the say so of the shliach of the bezdin. Now we got to have two witnesses. In other words, two witnesses that say that he defied the shliach the rabbanon, and he said that he's not going to come to the bezdin. Okay. Okay, so what's the question that we have over here? What's the effectiveness if there's no shtar that's written? The effectiveness of the nidui that the bezdin makes on him is definitely it certainly has an effect. It certainly has a tokif. It has a power. On the contrary, I would ask, what do they need to have have it written down for, other than just the inconvenience and the expense involved of which the guy that was put in excommunication is going to have to pay in order to have it lifted. But the bezdin knows that they made a nidui on this individual. There's no doubt about that. The bezdin doesn't need to prove anything that they made a nidui. I don't know exactly what's the why the Gemara doesn't say over here, doesn't go into an explanation over here of what's the purpose of having it written down. Really, it just says we're talking here about the shluch of the rabbanon. This messenger of the court, is he going to be believed? Does he have a call to be believed that we can act on his words, even though he's only one person? So we say, okay, yeah, when it comes to putting the person in nidui, that we accept his word. But when it comes to a matter that's going to cost him money, that we got to have two witnesses on. That's the base. So we can't just accept the word of one individual, even if he may be a trustworthy individual. It's a davar shebamammon already. It's a monetary matter now. So that always needs two witnesses.
Well, if they don't write a document, how are people going to know that he's been excommunicated?
You want to know how the. I mean, I don't know. This gets into the whole Torah of excommunication, which is not really our subject over here. The Gemara didn't talk about it. You're asking a question: how do people know about it? The bezdin could make a can make a statement that this person has been put in excommunication. Well, I don't. Why does it have to do anything with they write it down on a star? What does that do? I don't understand why they need that altogether.
Well,
That's
I know
not going to publicize the fact that this person is in need either.
I know in Los Angeles, the based in, when they would make a ruling, even if not, we're not talking about excommunication only, just any ruling, they would post notices in the shuls that, so and so, has been ordered to pay and he's not paying, something like that.
Yeah, so they could do that if they want. What's it have to do with writing this star?
Because
I'm not sure exactly what the
post.
star. I'm not sure exactly what the star is needed for.
I'm assuming the star is what they post.
A star, like any star. What does the star do? A star is a proof that what it says in the star is true. Why? Because generally a star has two witnesses. In this case, it has the stamp of the Beis Din that this is what they did. But it sounds from the Gemora that they certainly have the ability to put him in excommunication even without writing these documents. So, because the Gemara says if they put him in excommunication without writing a document, so then this shlucha the Rabbanan is believed. But if they write a star, so then we need witnesses. His word is not good enough now. So it's clear from the statement that there's a situation where they don't write a star, and there's a situation where they do write a star. That's clear from the Gemara. So if you want to know why in this case they do write, in this case they don't write, I don't know. We need some information about that. But here the question is, we're just taking on as a matter of it's something that's done. In this case, he's going to be believed. In that case, he's not going to be believed. We need more than his say so when it involves money. But why it is that in this case they write a star about it, in another case they don't write a star about it. It's not clear.
It's making it sound opposite. I'm reading the note here, the note in the art scroll. And the note in the art scroll says that if a bill of excommunication is written against someone, he is not released from the excommunication until he pays the scribe's fee for writing the bill. So it almost sounds like what we're talking about is two different things. We're using the word shamta to mean that somebody excommunicates him. But when we're talking about a baticha is an opening. So basically the baticha is sort of like, it sounds like it's a release from the shamta, that you get out of the shamta. But you can't get out of the shamta unless you pay the sofer.
No, the point.
You have to write that.
No, this is what Rashi wrote. They're saying nothing more than what Rashi wrote. Rashi's explaining why it is that the Shluach D'Rabbanan is not believed where they write this psicha. But the psicha is nothing more than a written document that confirms that they, in fact, did put this individual into nidui. And the nafkamina is that, for example, if they put somebody in nidui and they don't write a document, they don't write a psicha, but they put him in nidui. That's what a shamta is. They impose a shamta. They impose a nidui, an excommunication on him.
So
but if
why
they
do you need to
don't,
stop?
I don't think so. I think that there's two different cases. It seems to me that there's a case where they put him in nidui. They make a shamta, but they don't write a document. And there's another case where they do write a document. Because if in every case, if it was so that in every case they write a document, so then this shluchah d'Rabbanan would never be believed. And we're saying that there is a case where he is believed. We're saying, Hani Mili, when is it that we say that he's believed? He's believed like two witnesses. That's only where they don't write a psicha. But that's clear that there are cases where they don't write one. And in that case, he's believed. To say that the person that he summoned said he's not going to come to Bezdin, he's not going to cooperate, he's not going to listen. So in that case, the Bezdin can impose a shamta on him, but they don't write a document. They're not writing a document, and so in order to impose a shamta on him, his word is good enough. The shluchah d'Rabbanan's word that's what the guy said is good enough. But if they're going to write a star, so then his word is not good enough. Then we need to have two witnesses. See, he's only one person, and we need two witnesses now before we can write a psicha. But even without the writing of the psicha, there is a metzius. There is some effectiveness of the fact that the Bezdin has excommunicated him, and that carries with it certain penalties against him. And the only real difference, according to the Gemora, is that what Rashi explains is if they did write a shtar, a psicha of excommunication, then they will not lift the excommunication. They won't permit him. They won't lift the ban on him unless and until he pays the scribe's fee to write it up. Even if he did whatever it was that he says, now I'm going to listen to the Bezdin. I'm going to listen to the Bezdin. I'm going to cooperate with the Bezdin. Fine, but you got to pay the. We wrote a psicha over here when we put you in excommunication, and you're not gonna, and that's not going to be lifted against you. It's not going to be lifted in your favor until you pay the scribe. Okay. All right. Now we got another statement of Ravina. Seems to be unrelated, but since Ravina said it, so the Gemora is bringing it over here also. Now we got two lines from the bottom. Phil, you want to take over?
Okay, well, we just did the Rashis, but
Sorry. No, I made a mistake. Lou, please.
Okay, another law that pertains to serving a summons. Amar Ravina. Ravina said, Yacha Vinan Zimna Apuma de It Sa. We serve a summons to the mouth of a woman. Ve'apuma de Shib Ve, or through the mouth of neighbors. So this law is qualified. Velo Amaran Ella delay say b'masa. And we do not say we only say where he is not in town. So in other words, if the defendant is not in the town where the Beis Din is, then we can serve a summons based on the testimony of a woman or a neighbor. Aval isei b'masa, but if he is in the same town, lo, we do not excommunicate him on the assumption that the woman or neighbor serves the summons. So the mouth of the woman or the mouth of the neighbors refers to the fact that the woman or the neighbors are the messenger. And if he's not in a town, we allow a woman or a neighbor to go to the other town where he is located and to tell him that he's got to come to court. But if he's in the same town, we don't excommunicate him even if the woman or the neighbor says, I told him to come and he didn't come. Da'am rinan, because we say, Ema lo amru le. Perhaps they did not convey the summons to him. De'amre ashkehinhu shalicha deves dina amar ve'amar le. Because they might have said to themselves that the court's messenger found him and told him.
I'm not following what the Gemara is saying here.
It's saying that we if they have to go far to tell him, we believe them when they say he refused to come. But if they're in the same town, their concern is that the woman or the neighbor will say to themselves, I don't have to tell him. The court messenger probably already went and told him. So we're not going to act upon their testimony that they told him. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me either.
No, you don't have to. If once you're in the same time, you're out of far time, you can believe them because there's no court messenger to say anything. But if they're in the same town, it's the job of the court messenger to tell them, not them. So in a sense, then you don't have this, what do we call it, a heter to count on the women and the neighbors to do the notification. But if you're in the same town, we don't need the women we have to let the court's messenger do it. So the women, we don't let the women or the neighbors do it. Only if they're in a different town, because then we have to have some way of notifying them because the court messenger can't get there. Shall we see some of the Rashi say these? What did Rashi say on these then?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Rashi, back on the last, the Rashi's on back on the page before. Kuf Yud Bet Amud Beis. We would say it starts with the Yehivnan Zimna that we do give them the notification, the summons, so to speak. Mazminim Baldin Liyom Ploni Din. You invite the person in the din of to come of that day of the Yom Ploni, that day to din. On that day for Ploni to come to din. It's a summons to come to court. That's a peanut. That's the word for it. Summons, right? That you better show up on that day. But they say you can give that, and it can be served by either a woman or the neighbors. Alpi Isha, by woman. Haholecha etzla, that goes etzlo to him. Lemi darcha, according to darcha way, or alpi shchena, or according to the mouth of testimony of shchena, of his neighbors. The samchinin alav, we do rely upon them. The avdinin that they are doing, the shlichot, their shlichus, they're being appointed as the persons to do it. Elo, if they don't come, machzikin, we make a zakar on it. But afuke, afka rota, that it'd be hefka, ushman mashminintai. We learn out from it and we serve it. Those last words.
We'll rely on the Isha or the Shchenim that they did the job that we told them to do, that they gave over the message to the individual that the Beis Din is summoning them to a Din Torah on Yom Ploni. V'ilo osi, and so now if they don't show up, machzikinen ba'afgarusa. So we presume that afgarusa they are they're defying the Beis Din. They're not listening to the Beis Din. Afgarusa. And therefore we put them in excommunication for not listening to the Beis Din and coming when we told them to come. You know, what if the guy's got a doctor appointment? So he's got to figure out what to do. But when you get a summons from the Beis Din, you got to go. That's what Rashi's saying over here. And so the point is that what we're saying is that that on the say-so of the Isha, we're somech on her or on the neighbor that they did the job. And so therefore we don't. In other words, we're not going to assume, oh, the reason why he didn't come is because she forgot to tell him, or the neighbor forgot to tell the guy. No, we're somech on them that they did what we instructed them to do, and that the fault is with the guy that they summoned. And if he doesn't show up, so then Mishamtinenle, he gets a shamta. He gets a shamta. He's going to be censored for that. And that's all on the say so of the isha or the shchenim. Oh, but when do we say that we will accept that lo omrun elo de leise b'masa? That's only when they're leise de masa. Avo isa de masa lo, then not. So we got a Rashi over here. Ela de leise b'masa.
Okay, Ela leise b'masa. That's when they're not in the town. She'ein otoploni akshav ir, because this person that was summoning is not in the town now. Shebeistin of the Beistin bar that the Beistin is in. V'ama l'shchenav kishishuv ploni, that they say to the neighbors who live where Ploni is, amru, that they say lo to him, labot, that he should come.
Oh. So it's not because he lives in a different town. It's if he lives in a different town, then there'll be a different Besdin. There'll be a Besdin in that town that will summon him. But
he's not in town. He's out. They're just saying he's not home now.
Yeah. Ein oso ploni akshav be'ir. This individual is not right now in the city that the Besdin is, but that's generally where he is. And so in this case, Amar l'shkenav, we say to the neighbors, or I guess to the Isha also, that when he returns, when Ploni returns, Amrulo, you should tell him, Lavo, that he's officially being summoned to come to the Besdin. Okay, but in a case of al isa b'masa, if he is in the city at the time that the Besdin wants to summon him, so then lo. So then we don't. That's the next Rashi,
which is on the next page, which we've completed, page before the canned here.
Yay!
Turn on to Yud Gimel to the top Rashi, but if he's in the town, no, it doesn't work. Mishamtim, we put him in lay. We do put him in. We do put him in cherem. Dehano.
I think it's a run on Rashi.
It's a run on Rashi. What? Well, there's no Bishamtim later on. Okay.
No, in other words, lo mishamtinenle. We don't
put him in cherem. Dehane ita, then he comes the sheyevavei la avdei shlucha. There'll be the two will not be considered servants of the agency.
In this case, there's a correction of this word, the hanu. Instead of hanu, you say the imar, like the Gemora said, imar isasa v'shivvei, that the oh, actually, I like the word that's in the Gemora before the correction, that we say about them that they didn't do what we instructed them to do. In other words, we can't rely on the fact that they did what they were supposed to do, and therefore it's the fault of the person that they told that he didn't show up, and therefore accordingly we would put him in excommunication. But in this case, we don't put him in excommunication. In this case, where he's in the city, and if we would use these other people, not the shliach of the bezdin, because we would assume we would be choshesh. We'll say we would be concerned for the possibility that they did not do their shlichus. And the Gemora says the reason why they didn't do the shlichus is because they say, what they ask us to do it for? The guy's right here in the city. Let the shlucha, the rabbanon, go and tell him. So they didn't see any reason why they had to do what it is that the bezdin told them to do. Let the bezdin get their own guy to do it. Okay. Very good.
Okay, take care.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shkoyach, Phil.
Take care, thanks, bye-bye.
Bye, Roy. Oh, and not Roy. Bye, Roy, wherever you are. Hope Roy's okay.
See you tomorrow, Rabbi.
Okay, all the best.
Okay, take care.
Butov.